Hi everyone, welcome to Saturday Strength Training. We're going to be doing core, biceps, and shoulders. We're first going to start off with single arm cable curl. So we're going to lock out our arm at the bottom, so if I need to back up a little, but I will. Making sure I'm keeping my bicep to my shoulder in the same spot. So we're not going to let the elbow roll back, or pull that in front of us, right? Or curl forward through here. We're going to think shoulders down and back. I'm going to hug my body with my elbow in order to feel that position even more. There's going to be 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Our first shoulder exercise is going to be single arm cable press. So I'm going to think about making sure I'm not too far back, because if not, the cable is going to rub into my arm too much. I'm going to be forward just enough for that. I'm going to go all the way down, almost like a barbell was going to touch my shoulders every time for this range of motion. Thinking about keeping it nice and steady, making sure I'm not shrugging up into my neck. Again, making sure I'm not too far away or too close in that direction. I should feel like it's right above me, or I'm sorry, kind of 90-degree angle. That cable is right behind the forearm. That would be a good start. This is going to be 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Our next bicep curl exercise is going to be banded kettlebell curls. Now this is definitely going to feel different. The kettlebell is going to bounce all over the place, especially if you're not keeping your arms nice and steady. If you're just going through it up and down like that, see, like that one just hit me in the stomach. So you're going to think a little bit more tempo. I'm still focusing on not letting from my elbows to my shoulders move. They are going to move a little bit just because the kettlebell is going to move quite a bit on you. Like I said, focus on keeping it nice and steady. The farther away I grab, the less steadier. Yeah, that's a word. And then the closer you grab, the more steadier it's going to be. This is going to be 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Our next shoulder exercise is going to be Smith machine overhead press. So I'm going to grab on the bar where I normally would if I had a floating barbell in my hand, okay? I am going to get underneath it a little bit more. At first it's going to feel like I might be leaning back. And since we're not moving the barbell around our head, we're going to have to be moving our body around the rig and this barbell a little bit. So you will feel like you're rocking back and forth some. That's fine, because I still want a good lockout, either even with the ears or right behind the ears. But we're going to make sure we're not like leaning back through the hips and getting out of alignment, or like pushing through and leaning forward in this direction, right? My core is still tight. I'm just shifting my body weight a little bit more towards the ball of my foot and a little bit more towards the heel. This is going to be 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Our next exercise is a shoulder and bicep combo. You guys are going to use a barbell. It could be an easy bar curl. It could be a straight barbell. You guys get to pick for this one. We're going to do a bicep curl into an overhead press. Again, focusing, make sure my shoulders aren't rolling forward on the way down. They're staying in place, right? I'm going to hug my body, keep my shoulders back and down. All right, and then same thing on the way up. I don't want to move them in that direction. All right, and I don't want to shrug as I go over my head either. Okay, so I'm focusing on locking all of that in place. The reverse grip is going to feel a little different, a little weird. Make sure you're not doing a false grip, okay, or a suicide grip. You are using your thumb, especially when you're going overhead with this one. This is going to be 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Our last exercise of the day was going to be floor knees to elbows, but I'm going to do it on a bench. But you guys can do it on the floor. I know I called it knees to elbows, but I really want you guys to close this gap and really tighten up in the ball as much as you can. I'm not focusing on going higher in this direction. I want to meet 50-50, so I'm going to take my pelvis off the floor or the bench, as well as my upper body. So I'm basically doing a hollow rock crunch, right? We're going to take our pelvis and our rib cage and plug it into each other, okay? That's what I'm doing as I curl up into a ball. So 50-50, right? I'm coming up through here and down here. And I'm going to open up as much as I have control of this. So we're not going to let this happen either. Maybe I can only go this far now because of keeping this in place. That's fine. This is going to be 4 sets of 20 reps.